Hello, welcome to the queue. It's the barbecue part of the queue. Got a phone call from my brother. Him and his wife want to take my wife and myself out to Q39, which is the best barbecue in Kansas City. So if you see on the football games where they're bragging about Joe's KC or Jack Stack, how they're so great, they are not the best. So just keep that in mind if you're in Kansas City. Q39 is it. They've got two restaurants. They're opening a third this fall. I can't wait. All right. I forget what I'm doing. I'm thinking about eating barbecue. I am moving around a bit better, so the back is better. So thank you very much for those who had some good wishes for me. This is Casino Royale. I almost forgot. Turn 9, and this is UK, France, Free France, that is. And they actually get to spend some money. I kind of thought they would be vanquished by the Japanese. But U.S. is still pretty low on not low on the income, but at least 2, 3 good dice rolls away. So trying to keep the U.S. out. They are. For the purchases, we lost 3 to convoying. That kind of sucks. So with 29, we've got 2 militia upgrades and a militia. We're going to build the railroad in the Belgian Congo for 4, medium armor to South Africa, infantry fighter. The infantry may move depending on the dice tech roll. Same thing might happen here in Calcutta. But right now we have a medium armor for the KMT. We're going to lend lease a Gurkha, a colonial infantry, and a militia, saving 1. If our tech roll is great, we're going to place that fighter for all those goods, because that way we can build 2 at a factory. Anzac did lose 2 to convoying, so they have 10 to spend. They're going to upgrade the shipyard here in Sydney, and that's 5. And we're going to lend lease to France a anti-aircraft gun, saving 1. And let's go to the tech dice. Radar and factories both are at 7. Both are at stage 3, so they can both be completed. So this was a reminder. I had set up the Dutch were going to come up here and convoy raid Japan, but they are now British because Germany took out Japan. So these 2 Dutch subs are now British. So Britain is not at war with Japan. So we will not convoy raid Japan. This was to remind me to convoy raid against the Germans in Norway. The Russians took care of that. So all that is off the board. Let's roll some tech. Red is the radar. 7 and 8. Yes, it has been a glorious turn for everybody rolling tech. Turn 9 has just been massive success everywhere. So radar and factories are both completed. So we'll put those up there. And that means I can build 2 at the minor factories. So this infantry from London is going to go down to South Africa. The Gurkha, colonial infantry, and militia, which is 10, will go off. And that fighter, FEC fighter, will go on. So I can build 2 at the Calcutta factory. So still saving 1. All right, those are the adjustments due to tech. Our convoy attack is gone. Our convoy attack is gone. So we do have this escort here, an FVC destroyer in A44 will come down 1-2 and go on escort duty in A48. And what else? Oh, one of these destroyers in I can't see the number. America is bearing it. A41 will come over 1, 2, 3 and go on escort duty in A44. All right, so those are the escort changes. Everything else is non-combat. Yes. All right. Just looking for red markers. All right. So we'll start. Where will we start? Let's go start at the top. And still moving a little slow. All right. So let me set this down here. We got 2 subs here in A5. Will come 1, 2, 3 into A21. We've got a coastal defense ship in A10, which will come over 1 to A6. Torpedo boat destroyer will come over 1 to A6. We do have 2 destroyers, 2 heavy cruisers, and they will come around, I guess it doesn't matter. It'll come up from A23, 1, 2, 3 into A17. Let's see, does it matter? 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter. So they're going to go into A21 instead. So we'll put our big fleet in A21. We're going to leave our battleship there just because we like our capital, you know? We just do. It's one of those weird things. So we've got an anti-aircraft gun in London, which will move 1 into southern England. We've got 1 infantry from London moving to southern England. And we've got the fighter in London moving over to southern England. One of the fighters that's in southern England will come out 1, 2, 3, 4. Land on the carrier in A44. And that fighter will go 1, 2, 3, 4 into Cairo. All right. I think that is all our movements around the British Isles. Thanks to the Americans coming out and doing some convoy duty. I wonder if we should move our battleship 1, because they don't have a major port, so we're good. So we can go around if we want. So we will. We'll move our battleship from A23 to A6. I still have the 3-plane scramble. If they're getting frisky, that gives us some flexibility going down the line. All right, so let me just set this down instead of walking with it. So I got some moves over here. All right, so I've already moved the fighter off the carrier and replaced it with another fighter. We've got a FEC destroyer that's in A44, and he's going to come out with this port 1, 2, 3, 4, avoiding the subs because we've got special diplomatic messages we're sending to the Russians. We have a joint naval exercise there in M7. All right, so that means I don't need that marker. We've done that. Okay, so we've got this heavy cruiser coming out of A35. We'll go 1, 2 into the fleet task marker here in A44. From A41, we've got another heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, and a destroyer. And the transport bringing over the 2 French. Oh, I took away my red combat marker. They're going to do a combat on their turn. All right, so let's move those Americans down. They're all in that C zone. All right, so I did have an escort marker here. What was I planning there? I'm guessing I was taking one of these destroyers off of here. I'm pretty sure that's not what I was doing. I'm not sure why I had that escort marker there. Oh well. Don't mark it. Forget what you were doing. It's the law. All right, so moving over to Africa. It's got an adjustment. The seaplane here from Cape Town will come over 1 to Southwest Africa. We have 1 infantry in Cape Town walking over to South Africa. Let's just chip that out up here in Egypt. I should have probably chipped that out earlier. All right, so now we've got a marker there. That's going to be the upgrade. We've got this FEC fighter in Lower Egypt. He's going to come 1, 2, 3 into Aden. That's a militia upgrade. All right, so we've got a transport using strategic naval maneuvers. He will come up 1 into M8, 2 into M7, 3, 4, 5 into M2, and go in port, avoiding... Well, I guess we didn't need to avoid. We were doing strategic naval movement. All right, whole lot of shenanigans for nothing there. All right, so that is... I can take those off. We do have 1 rail movement here. An infantry from Calcutta will rail over to Maharashtra. And that's it. No other movements on this side of the map. That is pretty much it. Yep. All right, so let's place some goods. We've got a fighter for London. Matter of fact, that's the only thing. Everything else is going Africa, right? My upgrades. Yeah, all right. So I'll just grab this fighter and throw him up here in London. And then I'll move this, just set this here and go get the rest of that stuff. Which is 2 upgrades and a militia, and an infantry and medium armor. So, is Cape Town in the map, or the view? No, it's not. All right, so infantry and medium armor in Cape Town. We're going to replace this militia, because we're upgrading it to an infantry. And then the final infantry upgrade and militia will go here in Aden, so that's, we place that and then we place the militia. So, all right, let's place some stuff from FEC. All right, so FEC, the fighter goes here into Calcutta. The armor produced goes through the Burma Road and into the card in Yunnan. And finally, the shipyard here in Sydney is upgraded to a major. The anti-aircraft gun goes out. Kind of follows this line. There's no enemy ships in the path because we can come through this sea zone. Oh, I got these 2, or these subs I have marked but didn't move. So it goes into Cochin China, the anti-aircraft gun. So the coastal sub here in P-51 goes up to P-44. The French and British subs will come up from P-45 to P-34. All right. All is well. Let's get rid of our cash. We have the same bonus of 5. They have the same bonus of 2. Get rid of our cash. We'll get rid of our cash here. We did save 1. We saved 1. All right, so England is at 28. Is that correct? Did I get that Dutch? I don't know if that Dutch one's, if I moved that or not. I'll collect 28 for now. And then we'll see what that was. So 28 is my cash and 5. So that'll be 33 for next turn. FEC is at, where are they at? 14. So that'll be 15. So let's kick that 1 out. So we'll have 17 for next turn. And Anzac is at 7. So they'll have 8 for next turn. And that is the cash for the Commonwealth. France, they don't get a tech roll anymore. For $6, they're going to get a militia and a foreign legion. And I'm just going to grab them with me. The only move here in, the only move for the French would be that sub, which I did move. The militia is going in Cochin, China. And the Foreign Legion is going here in Syria. Now, their combat move was a walk-on, so that's why I wasn't worried about placing those units. So the Foreign Legion and the Mountain Infantry get off into Morocco off the FEC transport, and they take Morocco. All right, so let's get markers away. And that's pretty much it. I've got the French bomber, which is staying there for the time being. Yeah, that's it. All right, so France actually does go up to 7. And FEC goes down, or not FEC, Vichy goes down 1, which means Germany goes down 1. So the France will have $7 for next turn. And that's it. All right, let's do a recap. We have a French sub in P34 along with a British sub and a coastal sub. P44 is a British coastal sub. No change in Anzac and New Zealand anywhere. Cochin, China is now 2 infantry, 1 anti-aircraft gun, 1 militia. Tonkin is 1 infantry. The changes here in Calcutta, we took 1 infantry over to Maharashtra, so that's the only change. Oh, and we added a fighter. So Maharashtra now has a infantry. All right, Aden, infantry, militia, fighter, FEC fighter. South Africa, infantry. Cape Town, 2 infantry, 1 medium armor. Belgium Congo, 1 infantry. Southwest Africa is a seaplane. Anzac destroyer still on convoy duty or escort duty. A48 is an FEC destroyer and escort duty. $3 is gone. Escort duty in A44 is a destroyer. In that sea zone is a transport, torpedo boat destroyer, a second destroyer, a light carrier fighter, 3 light cruisers, 3 heavy cruisers. In port in Gibraltar is 2 battleships, 2 transports. I think I was supposed to move one of those transports, if you don't mind. He was coming out and just going up here into this sea zone here because I don't need multiple transports down there. So Gibraltar is 2 battleships, 1 transport. Gibraltar, no change, 2 infantry, militia, marine, mountain, and a French medium bomber. I already did the card. A27 is 2 destroyers, light carrier, and a tactical. A21 is 2 subs, 2 destroyers, 2 heavy cruisers, 3 heavy cruisers. I got them out of line here. Battle cruiser, light carrier, transport. Import in Southern England is a transport. Northern Ireland import is a transport. Scotland infantry, A6 torpedo boat destroyer, coastal defense ship, battleship. A23 is a torpedo boat destroyer, coastal defense ship. London, 2 infantry, 3 militia, 1 airborne, 1 anti-aircraft, 1 air transport, 1 fighter. Southern England, 3 infantry, 1 AA, 1 militia, 1 medium bomber, 2 fighters, and a French fighter. Northern England, 3 infantry, militia, Scotland, militia, and I believe that's it. I might have missed. Oh, Northern Algeria is an infantry. 2 militia on the islands in the Mediterranean, and of course the militia that didn't do anything there. Along with that militia, which didn't do anything. All right. I think that's it. All right. Up next will be Italy, and who knows, they may go later this evening. This will be a banner day for this part of the turn 9 of the game. We're going to almost get in a full turn. If the U.S. can go late this evening, who knows?